If you watch my channel, you know that I like to offer you as many tools, as many options for stress reduction as possible. And you have heard me talk about breath work in the past. Breathing can be amazing in relaxing us, relieving stress and anxiety, or at the same time making us tense and more alert. So why not consider this simple idea, this idea of breathing, something that we do all the time, every day, without having to think about it, and utilizing it as yet another tool to relieve stress in your life. You probably are familiar or have had an experience where maybe you were anxious or stressed out, and either somebody else around you, or maybe you said to yourself, breathe, just breathe, because it's as though it's our instinct to know that proper breath work can truly be a tremendous asset as far as relieving stress. So let's talk about a couple of different options of breathing. And you can Google breath work and methodology for different forms of breathing to achieve different goals, to achieve different states for your physical and psychological or mental states. But today, two things that I want to suggest to you, and hopefully you will consider them enough, both of them, to save them into that proverbial toolbox where you have all of your stress relief or stress reduction tools. So the first thing is breathing with your belly. Oftentimes, our breaths are shallow and really rather unfulfilling. You probably already know that there is a certain calming effect to taking long, deep breaths that are slower and deeper and more productive and, of course, more relaxing. We also tend to breathe with our chest, where as we take in a breath, it is our chest that expands. Today I want to introduce to you the idea of breathing with your belly. That's one of those wonderful techniques that truly helps to reduce the stress and its effects as you're feeling stressed throughout the day. So what you want to do, let's talk about the mechanics or the specifics. It's helpful to put your hand on your belly, and as you breathe in, focus on expanding your belly, getting your belly to grow, to get bigger, as if you were breathing the air into your belly rather than into your lungs. So take a deep, slow breath in, hands on your belly, to monitor that your belly truly is expanding and getting bigger as you're taking in a nice, slow, relaxing breath. Hold it at the top for 1 or 2 moments, and then breathe out gently and slowly, allowing your belly region to deflate, if you will, as you do that. When you get to the bottom of that breath cycle, hold it for 1 or 2 moments and begin again. And what do I mean by hold it at the top in the beginning? Take a breath in, hold your breath, exhale, releasing your breath, and then hold your breath before you take the next breath. That's all that is. So this is about breathing consciously and on purpose. Unlike the regular breathing that you do every day all the time, you don't even have to be awake for that. But this is purposeful. This is a new way of breathing. So try that. Try it where your belly is doing the expanding and the shrinking rather than breathing by visibly filling your lungs and puffing your chest out focus on the belly instead. Another breathing technique that some of you may be familiar with calls for the breath in to be shorter than the breath out. The inhale is shorter than the exhale, but on top of that, there is a pause where you hold your breath at the top that's a little bit longer that you may be used to. So let's say you inhaled through your nose for the count of 4, and then you hold your breath for the count of 7. Of course, you're counting to yourself in your head. And then you exhale your breath for the count of 8. This is a tremendously helpful way of reducing stress in the moment. And of course, I encourage you to do multiple of these breaths, not just 1 or 2. If you can spend 1 minute, if you can spend 5 minutes, it's up to you. But practicing this different breath work can be tremendous in terms of relieving stress right in the moment, because you're not waiting until you go to the gym, you're not waiting until you get home from work, you're not waiting until everybody else is asleep in the household and you're trying to have some quiet time. You're doing this in the moment as you need it. So the second way of doing your breathing would be to inhale through your nose for the count of 4, hold the breath for the count of 7, and then exhale. You can exhale through your mouth for the count of 8. Try that. Do that over 30 seconds, a minute. See how you feel. It can be very effective for stress reduction. So why all this talk about breath work and breathing? Well, with some tools, it may be a little more involving or it may require some things, but breathing is something that you do anyway. And if you find yourself in a tense situation, even if you're in the middle of a meeting, you can still do breathing exercises more quietly to yourself, but still do them. Unless somebody is watching you intently, where they're looking at how you're breathing and your breathing patterns, chances are most people won't even realize or recognize that you might be doing breathing exercises, but the benefits are tremendous. So breathing exercises, breath work, can absolutely reduce the stress in your life, reduce the cortisol in your life, lower blood pressure. The list goes on and on. So why not incorporate breath work into your daily experience? And the other thing to consider is this. Don't wait until a tense moment before you practice your breathing exercises, before you do some breath work on a regular basis. Don't wait until you're stressed out. Practice breathing. Find a specific exercise that you like, or maybe you mix and match whatever works for you, but do it on a daily basis. And you will see, not only can breath work be a tremendous tool in the moment as you need to reduce stress right now, but it can also provide you with benefits that have a cumulative effect, that improve over time. So why not try breath work? A couple of different suggestions of how to breathe in this episode, but of course you can search Google or YouTube for many, many others that are out there. Find one that works for you, that resonates with you, and then incorporate it into your daily life. Yes, use it as needed, as you would with any tool, but also incorporate it into your daily experience so that you're building up your resilience for better, more effective stress management. If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the links below.